Yeah.
The round two draws were both done for those, but go and find those in the papers or online because I didn't write them down. Round eight of the NRL. We start with the Rabbitohs 38, the Broncos 6. In terms of the British players, Sam Burgess, 1 try, 156 metres. Tom Burgess, a huge 216 metres. George played, I don't know, did he get injured or something, or just is he not getting much game time?
Yeah, I can't remember. I remember watching the game and thoroughly enjoying it, but I don't really remember seeing much of George. Did he go off with a head knock? Maybe he went off for a concussion test and didn't come back. I can't really remember. But Rabbitohs are demonstrating just the real contenders this year. In the top three, they're going to be there or thereabouts, and the Broncos just hapless in response. Really, this was Greg Inglis's farewell night, where the game was in honour of him, and he was in the ground after his retirement. So all the players who scored did the iguana, apart from Sam Burgess, who forgot to do it. But basically scored a great try, and they're looking absolutely ready. Ready as you can be at round eight. The thing about the NRL is you don't want to, play your cards too early, but they're going along nicely. And this was the battle of the coaches who got each other's jobs, essentially. So, Wayne Bennett got ousted for Anthony Seibold, and Bennett's, well out in front as it goes right now. Seibold's,
I don't
there's a lot of ex-Broncos baying for blood.
I don't think the two coaches give a shit about each other, do they, or any of that stuff. That
not really. No, it's more pantomime. Yeah, it's more pantomime in the media. Yeah.
Yeah, but Sam Burgess taking well to the captaincy role, it seems, because he's
absolutely. I'm playing in the back row. Yeah, playing slightly wider.
So it'll be interesting to see if Bennett continues to use him that way when it comes to Great Britain at the end of the year, where he might also end up being the captain of that side, you would suspect.
You'd think it'd be silly to play him wide of the ruck all year and then put him in the middle of the ruck at the end of the year, but we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, it was the Cowboys 28, the Titans 14.
Sorry, do you want me to chip in as we go along? But, Cowboys coming back to some form, getting some players back now, and, putting some points on, but the Titans are struggling a little bit,
I'd be shocked if either of these sides were really troubling the top eight at the end of the year, though.
That's right, but Taumalolo's back and he makes such a difference, obviously.
The Sharks 20, the Storm 18. A bit of an upset, really. The Storm were top of the table and flying. The Sharks have been one of the patchy sides.
That's right, but still got players to get it done, and this is a bit of an old-school grudge match, but Bellamy has essentially put players on notice, saying that the performances haven't been good enough. So he's and when he wields the axe, it's not a pretend axe.
The Raiders 30, the Panthers 12. Hodgson made 47 tackles. Elliot Whitehead had a try, assist, and 42 tackles. Ryan Sutton made 139 metres. John Bateman played in this one, but was injured. He's fractured his eye socket out.
Eye socket, 2 months. Yeah, 2 months, I reckon. Yeah.
Real shame, that one. But this game
been
was
the standout player. Been the standout player for the Raiders. Pundits have fallen in love with him. The fans have fallen in love with him, and he's been their standout player, no doubt.
And Hodgson as well has been going really, really well for him again this season. Back to form, probably
that's right.
Much better than he's been in the last 18 months or so when he's had a bit of an injury hit time. The Raiders are going to miss Bateman, but in this game they didn't truly miss him. The Panthers never quite clicked into gear.
That's right, but they also the Raiders also lost their rookie fullback Neckel Klokstad. He couldn't get a gig at the Warriors, but has come over and been sublime. He got injured as well. I don't know how long he's out for, but it'll be a big loss to him as well.
And BJ Leilua missed the game as well, and Rapana. That's right. Kind of in and out at the moment, so the squad depth is going to start to get tested for the Raiders, see if they can stay up there in those top spots. The Seagulls 18, the Bulldogs 10. Anything interesting from this one?
Well, just Des Asler's back there, and the Sea Eagles are ravaged with injuries, but they're just getting it done, and you're doing it in a real hard fashion and grinding out victories, and they've got a real good team spirit. Joel Thompson, who may be on his way to Leeds, playing absolutely outstanding, defending his arse off, and Travojevic, the not Jake Travojevic is leading them around the field, and with Daly Cherry Evans and Tom Travojevic out, they're getting it done, so respect to them.
Yep, the Roosters 42, the West Tigers 12. Tigers in decline, Rich.
Yeah, so look, I made some notes on this, and this is one of them games where all I'm going to say is that watching this, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. And when your team gets beaten, you thoroughly enjoy the game. It tells you how good the Roosters were. Latrell Mitchell put in the performance of his career, potentially. Maybe not as big as the Grand Final or the Origin games or Australia because of higher intensity, but as a regular round game, he was just sublime and unplayable. And I would say that, not as an SLP recommends, but if anybody gets a chance to go back and watch the highlights of this game or tune in and watch the Roosters from week to week, you should do, because at the minute they've got the best three players in the game. They've got Tedesco at fullback, who's unbelievable. They've got Luke Carey, who's the future of Origin and Australia's halfbacks. He's just taking it to a different level, playing alongside Cooper Cronk and Latrell Mitchell. You got to remember, Latrell Mitchell's 21. He's 21 years old. There's no players in Super League at 21 or anywhere near the caliber he is, and he's his future's there in front of him. So it's not easy pouring that much praise on the Roosters, but you got to remember that Ryan Hall hasn't even put a jumper on yet. You know what I mean?
But there is potentially an opening, isn't there? Because they do have some injury out in the outside back. Yeah. So once he is fit, he should hopefully get a gig.
Yeah, but they're just immense. I think they're the closest to a team going back to back that there's been in NRL for a long, long time, and it's almost deemed impossible to go back to back in NRL, but I think they'll go close.
Well, since Robinson's been there, they've won, four or five minor premiers, as well as winning the grand final twice. Yeah. So, they've been consistently brilliant for the whole time Trent Robinson.
He's the best coach in the game. He's the best mind in the game, and one of the genuinely nicest blokes in the game as well. But he for me, he's the best coach in the game. And
it doesn't hurt when you've got talent like the players you were listed off there.
When you don't have a salary cap.
Okay, it was the Warriors 18, the Knights 36.
Yeah. Look, Kalen Ponga back to doing what he does best. He's an outstanding talent, but to be honest, I didn't watch too much of this game. I had it on in the background as I was moving stuff around the house. Yeah.
The Eels 32, the Dragons 18. James Graham put in a shift with 40 tackles, but it wasn't enough for the second half race away from the Eels in this one.
That's right. At the new Bankwest Stadium as well, their new home ground out at Parramatta, holds like 40,000. Absolutely unbelievable stadium. Absolute the business.
Which is where the World Cup Nines that we talked about earlier are
correct.
Going to be,
that's right. Yeah,
going to be played at. And the Eels this year, they're a tasty proposition and they're enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, a bit on cold. They got turned over by Newcastle last week, but the week before against the Tigers, what they're doing is turning Bankwest Stadium into a fortress, and they're getting close to sell-out crowds out there. So they're getting 25,000-30,000 out there, which is, and it's a real good. It looks like a great ground for watching sport in as well. Really steep inclines.
Yeah, if I understand. I mean, the fans look close to the pitch, don't they? And it doesn't look as big as it is in a way because of that.
That's right. Yeah, a bit like Old Trafford, kind of.
Yeah, with what I understand as well is they've been kind of fan friendly on the ticket pricing to make sure that the community go and support the new stadium that's been built for them.
Well, the first open training session they did before the ground opened, they got like 10,000 to the open training session.
Wow, it's like the old days.
Yeah.
In terms of the standings, the Roosters move top now, joined on 14 points by the Rabbitohs. The Raiders and Storm sit third and fourth, both on 12 points. The Eels and the Seagulls both have 10 points. They're in fifth and sixth. The Sharks, the Dragons and West Tigers, they're on 8 points. The Knights and the Cowboys have 6 points. All the rest have 4, but the Bulldogs are the side that are bottom on points difference. Fair reflection of the action you've seen so far, that top 4?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt.
Fair enough. That is other results, but a little bit longer other results to get a nice bit of perspective on how things are going down under, seeing as we've got you on, Richard. So excellent stuff.
My pleasure.
We're now going to move on to our predictions for the Challenge Cup. So round 6 of the Challenge Cup, which means the big boys enter. The favourites to lift the trophy are now playing in the competition. Only got a few wins to do to get to that chance of winning it as well. And it starts on Friday night. This one's on Sky, 7:35 kick-off, so be careful of that one, anyone going to the game, for Hull FC versus Castleford. And I mean, this is two sides who were talking a lot about their injuries and double figures in injuries in their squads. Hard to be sure what lineups either side's going to put out, really. Do you have a winner?
As much as I hate to say it, I think I'm going to go Cass.
Yeah, I'm going to go Hull FC then, because who knows what they're going to turn up with week to week. And Cass, I feel like I'm making excuses at the moment, and I've never really been supportive of that approach. So I'm going to go Hull FC, just to be different. Also on Friday night, a more accustomed 7:45pm kickoff. This one, Wakefield versus Widnes. So Widnes get to visit Super League side again, a Super League side as well, shorn of a few of their stars, but they're still beating Super League teams. So I can't pick against them to beat a Championship team. I'm afraid I'm going to go Wakefield in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Wakey too.
One where it's two Championship sides, so we're guaranteed a Championship side into the next round, because Dewsbury face off against Halifax also on Friday night, 8pm kickoff this one. Fax seem to be going well under the new stewardship. I can't imagine that they're going to take the foot off the gas even in a cup game, when the priority would probably be the league. So I think the visitors will edge this one.
Yeah, I think so. I think Fax will get them, and then hopefully, if Leeds can get past Bradford, we get Fax in the next round.
Well, you do keep getting nice rolls.
This is our only chance of a trophy.
A tasty game, a sneaky grudge game, as Salford and Hull KR fans keep reminding us of, really. Salford versus Hull Kingston Rovers. Saturday, 2pm kickoff for this one. Interesting to see if that kickoff slot will get supported by the locals. It's... I think one of the tougher games to pick, but I'm going to edge with Salford. I just think that they've got a really good first string side there that seems to almost all be fit at the moment. So I'm going to go Salford.
Agreed. Yeah, I'll go Salford too.
Oh, we need some controversy.
No, I'm trying, because I always do shit in predictions. So if I just go with what you get, then I'm going Leeds.
You're going Leeds.
Yeah, fancy that.
So the BBC game on Saturday, 2:30pm kickoff. The return of one of the traditional derbies of the Super League of the first decade of Super League. Certainly, it was a big one in the calendar, a big drawer of crowds. Let's see how I don't even know how full Odsal can be. I don't know how much of the terrace is allowed to be used these days.
That's right. Yeah.
Left to just sort of have weeds grow out of and stuff. But it'll be interesting to see if a big crowd turns up at Odsal for Bradford versus Leeds on Saturday afternoon, and if they can spur the home side onto victory, that would be incredible. I just can't see it coming back from Toronto. is another factor into the mix for Bradford Bulls. I just can't see it. I want to be able to see it. The romantic in me wants to be able to see Bradford upsetting Leeds in this one, but I can't.
Go for Bradford. Go and do it.
I can't do. It's Leeds. It's Leeds, I'm afraid. Okay. Also on Saturday, I think it's a 3pm kickoff, but I don't know if that's 3pm in France or 3pm in England. It's Catalans versus Doncaster, and Super League against League One, holders against the Dons. You've got to go the holders, I'm afraid.
Yep. Catalans.
They might rest a few, but I still think they'll be strong enough. Then into the televised game on Sunday on the BBC. Two televised games on Sunday. This is the BBC one, 2:15pm kickoff. Warrington versus Wigan. The teams that never seem to spend more than 2 or 3 weeks without playing each other these days. The fatigue of this fixture is on the fans as well as the players. I expect.
It's like when we played like Cass 6 times in 2017.
Exactly. Yeah.
The grand final was a slight anticlimax. Just a slight one, just because you played each other so often.
Well, that's where we're at with this. Every year we get drawn against each other in the cup. Yeah. I'll let you go first.
Why, mate? Sorry.
You don't have to apologise.
Yeah.
I really want to say that there's going to be this amazing performance pulled out of the bag by my side, but Warrington's front three is really rolling on teams, and at the moment Wigan can't play at the same pace that Warrington can play at.
Yeah.